If you want to craft a viral YouTube intro that'll blow up your channel, then the first 10 seconds of your video are everything. This is where you keep the promise that your title and thumbnail has made. Open loops that keep viewers watching, and avoid the rambling that makes people click away. In this video, I'm going to show you how to draft an intro that gets your viewers hooked and keeps them watching until the end of the video. So let's dive in. So again, the first 10 seconds will make or break your video. It's very important that your intro or first 10 seconds of the video matches your title and thumbnail so that when people actually click on the video, they are actually getting what they are expecting to get. You definitely want to avoid the 2010 clickbait where people click on the title and thumbnail and the video does not deliver and it's nothing like the title and thumbnail. There's nothing worse than people not getting in the video what they expected to get from the title and thumbnail. So for example, if the title of your video is 10 digital products you can use to make money online, then the first 10 seconds of your video should say something like this. In this video, you're going to learn 10 digital products that you can use to make money online. And then you can share another 1 to 2 sentences. And then I always like to say, let's dive in. So off the cuff, this is what I would say if the title was 10 digital products you can use to make money online. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 digital products that you can use to make money online. These are great even if you're a beginner and you can get started from scratch with $0. And by the way, make sure that you stick around to number 9 because I think you're going to be really surprised by just how easy the 9th digital product is to implement. So let's dive in. So what did I do in this intro? What I did was I restated the title. So that way people, they like the title, they clicked on the title, and I'm restating that's exactly what you're going to get in this video. So they're going to keep watching. But then I also added in a few other juicy things. I added in, this is for beginners. You can get started from scratch for $0. These are all things that people really like. And obviously you can only say that if it's true and you're actually sharing how to do those things in your video. But the point here isn't to say from scratch or beginner or $0. The point is to think about what you're going to talk about in your video, pull out a few highlights that'll really reel people in and keep them watching the video. The other thing I did was I created what's called an open loop where I said, hey, make sure that you stick around until digital product number 9 because you're probably going to be surprised at just how easy this is to implement. So what I'm doing here is I am making sure that they're going to watch the entire video by open looping them to watch all the way to at least digital product number 9. And by the way, if they stay past 50% of the video, they're most likely going to watch the entire video at that time. So again, what you want to do here is obviously have a good title, have a good thumbnail, restate the title in the 10-second intro. Make sure your intro is short. It is 10 seconds. It's just a few sentences. And then of course, highlight some really great things you're going to cover in the video and open loop them to stay to the end of the video. And if you want a copy of my exact YouTube script template that I use to script all of my videos to make sure people stay to the end, there's open loops, I'm having calls to action to move my viewers to email subscribers, all of that good stuff, you can download my exact YouTube script template completely for free. It is linked in the description below this video. Okay, so I know this video is about intros, but I'm going to go a little bit further here and share more advice with you because here's the thing, if your title and thumbnail isn't good, then people aren't even going to get to your intro. So let's talk a little bit about how important it is to nail your title and thumbnail. So I don't know about you, but for me personally, I spent months posting on YouTube, just coming up with videos that I thought sounded fun, from a tour of my office to how I became a net worth millionaire to my different setup, like different cameras, laptops, and all these different things. And I thought these videos would do good. I mean, these are the types of videos that I like to watch on YouTube. I thought they sounded fun to make. I had a lot to say about them. But the truth is that my channel did not grow very quickly when I decided to make the videos that I just simply wanted to make. So a little myth buster here is I know everyone says,
post consistently, post consistently, post consistently.
And yeah, that's great. And it's really good for you to make this a part-time or full-time career, for you to take it seriously and be consistent. But as far as the algorithm goes, I don't think the algorithm really gives a flying F about how consistent you are. Like, YouTube judges each video individually. They'll show it to a number of people. If it gets a good click-through rate and a good average view duration, they're going to show that video out to more people. Because why? Because YouTube wants more views on videos that are good and videos that are going to get viewed long. Because why? because they're going to get more ad slots. YouTube is all about getting more ad slots because YouTube is a business, and how businesses stay in business is they not only make revenue, but they make profit. And how YouTube makes money is by their ad slots. So you really need to be thinking about your click-through rate and your average view duration. And in order to get that click, you need a good title and thumbnail. So, okay, how do you have a good title other than just coming up with what you want to talk about, right? So what I do is I search for what are called outlier videos. These are videos that have way more views on that video than the channel has subscribers. So I actually have created a spreadsheet. I teach all about this in my Freedom Creator Club membership. And in the spreadsheet, I have a list of different competitors or similar channels in my niche, or just channels that do well on YouTube in general, in this spreadsheet. And then what I do is I go through their videos and I search for their outlier videos. So I see, okay, this channel has 25,000 subscribers, but this video got 500,000 views or 1 million views. That is an outlier video. And a little tip for you, the lower the subscribers, the higher the view count, the more of a golden nugget that video is. In fact, I recently did a video that was all about challenging you to doing 90 days on YouTube. And that video has over 125,000 views now, which is really a lot for my channel. Like even a video with 10,000 views is really great for my channel because I am targeting such a specific target. I'm talking about digital products and YouTube specifically. And how I came up with that title is I was actually scrolling my homepage and I noticed this guy, he only had 5,000 subscribers and he had this video with, I don't remember how much, but maybe like, it was over 100,000, maybe 500,000 or something. It was a lot. It was a lot of views. And his title was different, but it was about challenging you to YouTube. And so I thought, wow, well, I know people really like a challenge. Okay, I've learned this during my years as being a marketer, right? So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to come up with a title about challenging them to YouTube for 90 days because I really do believe if you can stick to YouTube for 90 days, it's going to make a massive difference. It's going to have you start taking it seriously, and you'll probably see some really good results within 90 days. 30 days, probably not so much, but if you can stick to it for 90 days, there's probably a high probability that you're going to stick with it and have success in general. So I put out this video and it exploded. I'm telling you guys, this whole outlier thing, there are tons of other educators that teach about this. This is a tried and true method. It has really worked for me. In fact, the time I'm recording this video, I'm about to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I might already be there by the time you watch this video. I don't know. It's so exciting though. And this has really worked for me. So that is how I come up with my titles, is I will search for these outlier videos. Now, of course, I'm not copying these titles exactly. What I'm doing is looking at, okay, why did this title do well? So with that video I gave you an example of, I believe that title did well because it was a challenge. He's saying, I'm challenging you to do this thing. And so what it does is it gets the attention of people who want to grow on YouTube. It keeps them motivated. It keeps them inspired to be like, yes, I'm going to accept this challenge, right? And I had everyone comment below saying like, I accept the challenge. And it just blew up. There is by far the most amount of comments I've ever received on a video, not to mention, over 100,000 whatever views on that video as well. So that is what I would highly recommend that you do to come up with your titles. And for your thumbnails, I do the same thing. I find thumbnails and I model them. I don't copy them, but I'll look at a channel and be like, oh, this person's used this thumbnail over and over and over. Like that obviously must mean that it does well, right? So I'll look at the thumbnail and go, oh, okay, wow. So on one side, the person's going like this, and on the other side, they're listing all the ways not to sell. Okay, cool. I'll do that. So again, I'm not copying it exactly, but I'm more so looking at the overall strategy and going, oh, that's how that worked. I'm going to model that in my thumbnail. Okay, so now that you know a few tricks to have a great intro and a few tricks on how to actually have a good title and thumbnail that get clicked on, let's talk about how to have people watch your video the whole way through. Now, I already talked a bit about open loops, which is super important. But let's now talk a little bit about editing, because editing does make a big difference. It is really helpful. Now, I myself am not a professional editor. I hire editors. Editing is not my favorite thing. However, I do understand the psychology of visuals on screen. And I was a photographer who did editing in some capacity for like 16 years. I studied multimedia in college. I do know a thing or two. I have edited some videos, but it's not my main thing. But I do understand the psychology behind marketing, getting people to watch something all the way through. So I want to share those tips with you. So this one's probably going to seem pretty obvious, but a lot of people are not doing this. And the biggest thing you can do to get someone to watch through your entire video is to have visuals that show what someone is talking about. I see too many times on videos where people are just throwing up random B-roll or highlighting random text that doesn't actually share like a good valued takeaway or something that's important, you need to make sure that your visuals are actually meaningful. And in order to get someone to continue watching your video, the best way you can do that again is by visualizing what the person is talking about. So when I'm talking about a funnel and you start with YouTube and then you move your viewers to email subscribers and then you move your email subscribers to your checkout page to get sales, we like to use a visual to show our viewers what we're talking about. And for me, that works really well. I love to watch educational sit-down videos like this, but it's really helpful when there are visuals on the screen. So let me know in the comments below if you feel the same way. And this is one of the top ways that you can get people to watch through your whole video. Now, I understand if you're new to YouTube, it's a lot of work, time, and effort to edit your videos. So as soon as you are making enough money to outsource that, I would highly recommend it. One of the websites that I use is PH Jobs. You can hire overseas editors at a better price because of the exchange rate. And this is really helpful because if you're just starting out, you're probably not going to have a budget of $1,000 per video or whatever. I think Logan Paul at one time said he paid like $50,000 per video to be edited. Like, that's insane. That's like a full-time salary for some people. That is just crazy. But of course, when you get to that level, like, it might make sense to pay that. But my point is if you're just starting out, it is going to take up the most time to do the editing. So try and outsource that as soon as you can. And remember, if you want to see visually my exact YouTube script template of how I script my videos, how I come up with the intros, the calls to action, the outros, the keywords, all of that stuff, you can download my YouTube script template completely for free. It's linked in the description below this video. Okay, the next thing I want to cover is the why should they listen to you theory, okay? Because this is really big and I think enough people don't think about this. You just try to be good on camera, you try to do the best you can, but it is important to take a step back and think, why should they listen to you? Like, if you're teaching someone how to make $1 million and you've never made $1 million before, then why should they listen to you, right? If you are teaching someone like screen share how to edit a video and you've never edited a video before, why should they listen to you? Like, maybe those are silly examples, but you get what I'm saying. There should be a reason you are teaching what you're teaching. There should be some kind of experience or some kind of credentials or some kind of story about how you've done this for yourself or how you've done this for others. And I think that that's really important to share in your videos, especially at the beginning stages of you as a creator. So in the first 100 or so of my videos, I always shared my backstory about how I was a photographer for 16 years. I grew one of the biggest studios in the nation. Other photographers asked me how I did it. So I started creating digital educational products for photographers, and I grew that business to $2 million per year. Now, this story is very important because there are so many people online that teach digital products and how to make money, and they've never actually done the thing. And not only is it important that you've done the thing, like, sure, maybe you didn't need to make $2 million a year selling digital products, but if you have, that's a cool credential, right? But if you're teaching people how to make their first sale, then I would expect you to at least have made money with digital products on your own, right? Like, you shouldn't be teaching things that you don't know how to do. So it is important to share your credentials because that is one way that you can grow quicker and stand out faster, is to show people, look, I really do know what I'm talking about. And the more visuals and proof that you can share in your videos, the better. So for example, in my first videos, I was just like, oh, I made this much, whatever. And I had a mentor come to me and be like,
dude, you need to share credentials. Like, you need to share screenshots of this or people aren't going to believe you.
I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know, it's all truthful, so I just assumed people would believe me, right? So if you notice in my videos over the last 2 years, every single video, or about every single video, right? I don't want to make a claim in case I like missed a screenshot or something, but just about every video, in the beginning of the video, I will share a screenshot of the actual amount of money that I'm claiming from within my account. I've even gone so far as to do like video screen shares where I log in to make sure people know that it's not like photoshopped or whatever. I'm showing people this is real. And that's really important because I understand that there are scammers online. There are people that are making up their stories. There are people that don't actually have the experience or credentials or whatever it is to teach it. So again, if you can do that, share your story, share screenshots, share proof, that is really going to not only help you grow your channel faster, but help people stay through the entirety of the video because they believe what you're saying as well. So remember, click-through rate and getting people to actually click on your video is important, but the first 10 seconds of your video is what is going to make or break your actual video to get people to stay and watch. Because if you don't tell them that they are going to get right away what they clicked on, then they are going to leave. So make sure that you are restating the title so they know that they are there for the right reason. And remember, You can do this. I know it might sound really overwhelming, but if you download that free YouTube script template, it lays everything out. It has you come up with your intro, your bullet points, your keywords, all that stuff, so that when you go to record, you have everything you need to create a great video so that you're not feeling overwhelmed or scared to film, or you're not sure what to say, or whatever that is. Because trust me, if you have everything laid out, you are going to create a much better video that is going to get a longer watch time, and you can do this. So now that you know how to craft a viral YouTube intro that will blow up your channel, you might be wanting to gain some more motivation or inspiration to commit to YouTube for the next 3 months or 90 days. Yes, the video I talked about earlier in this video. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.